Hello and welcome to the new devlog of my Plant Shop Manager game. Still with the objective of creating a Steam page for the game, I have worked on a few things the last month. I have added all the plant models that I have created for the last episode to the Godot project. I have implemented the watering animation for our plants. I have reworked on the outline shaders for whenever a plant is overdone, played around with some shaders, and worked on the most challenging part of the project so far, creating a customer for the shop. Adding all the plants I had previously modeled should have been an easy task that I should have been able to complete without much effort. However, when I imported all the models from Blender to the Godot project, I noticed that an error was telling me that the models was passing the maximum surface that Godot allowed. When I saw that error, I thought that the problem was that the plant had too many polygons, especially because that error was occurring on the cactuses. But at the same time, I thought it was strange because Godot should be able to handle even more complex models than the ones I had done. After looking more into the issue, turns out the problem came from the fact that there were too many Blender materials. This happened because every time I was duplicating an item of the plant, it was creating a new material, hence why it was occurring with the cactuses, because of the sheer number of spikes the cactuses have. So I decided to come back to every plant I have modeled and fix them one by one, which should avoid any problems in the future. The second thing I worked on during the past month is the animation mechanic for the watering system. Before, watering would just move the water cursor up the water cage. But in terms of feel, this feels very underwhelming, so I wanted to focus on having a nice animation for it since the players will be spending quite a bit of time watering all their plants. Through a particle system and some twinning, and after struggling a bit with some animations and twinning bugs, I had a nice watering animation going on, which feels already quite nice. It will need sound later on when I add sounds to the game. Early on in the development of the game, I had created a shader system that would create an outline around the plants to show the players that they could click on those plants to trigger some actions. But this outline didn't look good enough in my opinion, and I said on that episode, so I'll be trying to work and improve on it later on. Since everything I'm focusing on now contributes to the Steam page creation, now was a good time to rework on this outline. I have to admit that shaders are like black magic to me, and I do not understand anything that I'm doing when it comes to it. So I just get some shaders that I find online and modify them a bit to fit my need. After doing so, we had a better outline shader going on, which is probably the end version for it. In terms of shader, I have been thinking about shaders that could make the game have a bit more of a character. So I have been looking into some cartoonish kind of shaders, and this is what I came up with. I am not completely sure about it yet, and I've been asking around to some friends, and people seem divided on whether they like it or not, so your opinion is really welcome. And now comes the biggest challenge of the project so far for me, the creation of a customer. I have a bit of experience modeling in 3D so far, but nothing as complex as a human body. Also, I didn't know what I wanted the characters in the game to look like and what style I was going for, so I just went and tried to model the character low poly as I have been doing so far for the rest of the models, and this was the result. I must say I really hated it, and still do it up to now. This got me really questioning myself on whether I should buy a character pack online or even hire someone to 3D model some characters for me. I didn't have much or even any budget for this game, so I really didn't want to buy any character packs since I was not even sure I could get something that would actually fit the vibe I am going for in this game. Paying someone to make those characters was also out of the question due to the price it costs to get those, even if I am sure they would do a better work than me. So I ended up giving it another try, and this time around with a better vision for the character. I used Pixar characters as an inspiration and drew the shape of the body I was going for in 2D and started working on the modeling. After hours of work, I had finally reached something I was happy about. The character looked friendly and fit the vibe of the shop and the vision I had for the game. Then came the moment to rig the character, which I did following a tutorial. This gave me a few hassles, especially when it comes to weight, but after a while I had a working-ish rig that I could use to animate. When it comes to animation, I went for very basic animations for now. A standing animation, a walking animation, and a variation for both while holding a pot. I will probably rework on these animations in the future, but for now, they will do. Creating the AI and the pathfinding for the characters was quite easy and basic in the end, especially considering the customers won't have that many different actions they need to be doing in the shop. They need to check some plants, and if there is a plant they need, take that plant and head to the cashier to pay and exit the shop. First, if there wasn't a plant they wanted in the shop, I was randomly generating a position in the shop for the customers to go to, and it resulted in some, let's say, strange behaviors. So I changed it so that the customers would just head towards another plant position as if they were looking around in the shop, and then headed back to the exit. With the customers now, the shop really starts looking like one. I feel like the next steps to do in order to complete the prerequisites for the Steam page are a shop owner, the shop upgrades window that I will explain in further detail in the next episode, and some arts for the capsule of the Steam page. So I can confidently say that we are getting close to having a Steam page ready for the game. As you might have noticed, the cadence at which I am uploading videos has gone down to about a video a month. This is because I want to spend more time working on the game and have more content to talk about within the videos. I feel like this upload schedule works better for me since I have a full-time job and limited time to work on the game. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Feel free to give me your opinion on the game and its improvements in the comments. If you are interested in the game or want to know more about the process of making a game, please subscribe with the bell to get notified whenever the next video will come out. I will see you in the next video. Ciao, bye bye.